It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead.
So after the fiasco that was the Meghan and Harry show, which much like Archetypes was a flop, except it was more of a flop than Archetypes, but it seems that they haven't had enough, or maybe Netflix just hasn't cashed in on them enough. On the 20th of December, the trailer for another Netflix docuseries dropped. Now, I was way too busy not only covering the reality show, but also recovering from covering it, that I completely missed it, had no idea until yesterday. The series is called Live to Leech. Presented by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It's 2023 and they're still hanging on to those titles for dear life. So it's a 7-episode docuseries to cover 7 individuals who are leaders in their field, and the synopsis on Netflix says the following. They dedicated their lives to fighting for change. With compassion, bravery, and perseverance, these leaders made a difference in more ways than one. Now, I don't want to take away from the people that are being covered in this docuseries. Compassion? Yeah, that seems to fit in really well with bullying. Bravery. It takes guts to sit there and lie in front of millions of people like they did on the Oprah interview. It takes guts to continue to use the title of Duke and Duchess of Sussex, as they have done in connection with this very docuseries, after pretty much insulting the Commonwealth and calling it the
Empire 2.0.
And as for perseverance, well, I guess it's perseverance when someone barely lasts 5 minutes in the royal family, being an incredibly privileged duchess.
It's about people who have made brave choices.
To fight for change and to become leaders.
What do Meghan and Harry have to do exactly with leadership? Particularly leading by example, which is how Gloria Steinem, Glow, very aptly put it.
Leadership mainly means by example. We do what we see way, way, way more than what we're told.
And it's funny because what Gloria said, Glow, is the exact opposite of what Meghan and Harry personify, which is the ultimate form of hypocrisy. Do as I say and not as I do, because the rules don't apply to me, they apply to you peasants. So while they take private jets, we should think more about our carbon footprint and try to reduce the number of holidays we go on. While they bully their staff left, right, and center and pretty much assassinate their family's character for the entire world to see, the rest of us should be practicing compassion. Heck, if we were to follow Meghan and Harry, humanity would go extinct with that level of selfishness and self-importance. I mean, ever heard of the saying, it takes a village? Or, as Meghan likes to say over and over again,
a high tide raises all ships.
And this is the scary thing. She says a high tide raises all ships when she's the one actively sinking every ship around her, even if it stays in its own lane. And besides their hypocrisy, what experience, what credentials do Meghan and Harry actually bring to the leadership table? I mean, with Harry, because I trained in an officer training institution as well, we are trained to become leaders. It's a very extensive course. It's not a couple of months, it's over a year. It's almost 2 years for us in Australia. And assuming Harry actually did the training and passed all the assessments and wasn't just a puppet prince, then he would know a thing or two about leadership. Unfortunately, it looks like he either was a puppet prince and didn't actually learn anything, or Meghan's indoctrination completely undid everything that he learned in his decade in military service. Which, take it from me, it's impressive for her to have done that, because the military itself indoctrinates you, and it's very hard to undo. So seeing Harry act so selfishly when the army is all about teamwork and looking out for your mates and synergy and, the greater picture, it's actually kind of scary impressive how one woman was able to undo that. Harry, of course, graces us with yet another Nelson Mandela quote.
What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived.
It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead.
But here's the problem. Their constant attempts at comparing themselves with Nelson Mandela, equating themselves with Nelson Mandela, is ludicrous. Even Mandela's own grandson thinks so. Because first of all, you and your wife represent the exact opposite of what Nelson Mandela fought for his entire life and even was imprisoned for. Equality and humanity. Sounding like a broken record here, but where's the equality and humanity in bullying those that you deem under you? Where's the equality and humanity in the way that you've treated your families, both of you? Where's the equality when you can hop on private jets anytime you want, when you expect the rest of us to sacrifice certain things like getting on a plane and going on holiday? Where's the humanity when you called your own brother, who has done nothing but be there for you for your entire life, Harry, a bully? When we all know that not only is he the exact opposite, but that he stood up against the real bully, your wife. And let's list, shall we, the vast number of differences that Meghan and Harry have made in the lives of others. Ruining and humiliating Thomas Markle on a global scale after he had given Meghan everything. Ruining and humiliating Samantha Markle, who has done nothing but alert the public to the truth. Everything Samantha said ended up being true, by the way. And speaking of Samantha, actively taking steps to destroy her relationship with her only biological daughter. I mean, does it really get any crueler than that? Defaming and attempting to destroy the British royal family, defaming and attempting to destroy the monarchy, bullying staff and allegedly giving them PTSD. I think you get the picture. And they close off the trailer with this.
And giving inspiration to the rest of us to live, to lead.
The thing about Harry and Meghan is they've demonstrated that they cannot be taken seriously. And it's not just their lack of credibility, but it's also their inability to pick a cause and actually stick with it and see it through, invest resources and time and energy and effort into it. Instead, what they're doing is hopping around, going to one cause to another, simply attaching their names to them, talking the talk, but never walking the walk. And this to me is, once again, a very familiar pattern of behavior. Not necessarily when it comes to Harry, because if you actually look at Harry's interests when it comes to charity and humanitarian work before Meghan, he was pretty consistent. He had his mental health work with William and Catherine with Heads Together, but even more so, he was very invested in the charity Santa Bale, which I believe he helped establish, and of course, the Invictus Games. When it comes to Meghan, however, having read Tom Barra's book, it is insanely impressive how many causes this woman has tried to latch herself onto, like a leech, like a parasite, taking whatever clout, whatever benefit that she could from them before discarding them and moving on. And this behavior wasn't even limited just to organizations and not-for-profits and all that. It extends to her social circle, her so-called friends that she has no qualms whatsoever with, counting amongst her closest one day and pretty much throwing under a bus the next. Jessica Mulroney, anyone? As soon as someone is deemed useless or bad for her image, they're done for. No mercy, no second thoughts. I mean, think about it. What do parasites do? They latch onto a host and use up all of their resources to ensure the parasite's own survival. If that doesn't sum up Meghan Markle and her entire trajectory, I don't know what does. I mean, the fact that they're continuing to use their titles after that 6-hour hit piece, that is a prime example of parasitic behavior. I thought we'd look at the comment section under the Live to Lead official trailer on Netflix's channel on YouTube. I love that Nelson Mandela is featured. We all know, of course, that South Africans celebrated the wedding of the greatest Duchess the same way they rejoiced his freedom. Single tear, left eye.
One tear, left eye, go.
I love the part where they teach you don't have to do the work yourself, just vampire off others. I love this comment. It's so in line with the whole theme of this video, the parasite. I should have just taken a screenshot of this comment and said bye-bye. I love the part where the people interviewed had no idea this was going to end up being an M&H production. They're talking about the Prime Minister of New Zealand, by the way, Jacinda Ardern, who released a statement after this trailer dropped saying that she had no idea that footage from a 2019 interview that she had given to the Nelson Mandela Foundation would be used in this docuseries. And she even went as far as to say, honestly, I really don't talk to these people anymore. I could go on really, but I'm just scrolling through to let you all know that their ship is sinking. And the irony is they've caused the leaks themselves. All right, well, I will probably check out the series to see if there are any nuggets, you know, hidden in there that I can make content about. But if not, do not fear. Valentine Lowe's book is here. Sorry, I don't know what accent that was. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna get started on this, actually. Yeah.